All right, great Sunday morning, everyone. How are you doing? Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, in with our 15 Minutes to Mastery Sunday Recharge Edition, episode number 256. And wow, what a day! What a day yesterday was. Man, I just Sundays, we normally take Sundays to go ahead and reflect on the week that was, figure out what went right, what didn't work out right, and how we can make things better this coming week. And today, man, I'm gonna put it out there. What the America? I mean, look, before I'm not even gonna go there just yet, but yes, I'm out in the park. Brought my boys to their training session this morning. That's why you see me outdoors with these trees out behind me. But like we do every day, we start with a quote, right? And today's quote, I think, is very appropriate. It says, "The greatness of America lies not in being more enlightened than any other nation, but rather in her ability to repair her faults." And boy, right now, there are huge faults within our country. There's a political landscape that is more divided than, I don't know. I don't know if it's ever been more divided. And it's just unfortunate. One, it's unfortunate that it's the way that it is, to the extreme where you had what happened yesterday, the assassination attempt on the life of a political opponent. And I'm not going to get on here and say that, oh, this was done by somebody in the government, although I wouldn't doubt it. But the fact that somebody would feel the need to take out Donald Trump because you feel that that's going to be the only way to be able to take care and make sure that you stay in power, that whatever it is that you're feeling and thinking is ridiculous. And it's bringing us to a point as a country that is just, it's not what this country was about. It's not what this country was founded for, and it's not what it should be. And has it happened in the past? Yes, there's been other assassination attempts. But the division right now that exists, the entitlement of a certain political party, and I'm going to say it, the Democrats, right? Which I, up until yesterday, still considered myself to be a Democrat. Up until yesterday, I'm done. I'm done with this. It's ridiculous. Because if you stop and think about this, whether or not somebody within the government called this to happen, the fact that the rhetoric that's been going on, the way that all of these people, from Harris to Biden to the Clintons, the Obamas, everyone in power, the way that they describe Donald Trump to the public as a dictator, and he's going to do this to America, and he's going to do this to the, and he's a demon, and he must be stopped at all costs. Well, guess what? Look at what happened. Look at what happened yesterday. And if that doesn't make you sick as an American, I don't know what is wrong with you. And if you just don't care about politics, I get it. I get it. But at the same time, I don't. I mean, I understand that we have to do for ourselves. We have to provide for ourselves. We every day have to get out here and put in the work and be able to survive and do for ourselves, because no politician, not even Donald Trump, is going to come and save you. But it's about the country, and it's about bringing the country together and doing right by the country. And right now, this party, or at least this certain group of people, are about doing right by themselves. You weaponized the judicial system against this man. It didn't work. You try and silence him through social media. It didn't work, because men on Facebook just announced a couple days ago that they were releasing his accounts. No blocks on his accounts. Everything that you tried to do, and so now it's gotten to the point where you're going to try and take him out. Folks, we need to be better. We need, just like our quote said from Alex de Tocqueville, we need to repair our faults. And right now, what it takes is making the change that needs to be made. Making the change. Nobody, in none of my discussions over the last couple of years, because I've been sick and tired of this for the last couple of years as far as what's been going on with our country and the economy and everything. Never once have I said this man needs to be killed. This man needs to be taken out. No, it's just it's time to move on. He needs to not be. And right now, no one in the Democratic Party, no one in the Democratic Party should be in power, should be president. Uh, it's they cannot be trusted. They cannot be trusted to do right by the country. And this has gone on over the last couple of decades, folks. From when we started with the political correctness to everything that's happened since then, it has just brought our country down, and it is time to bring it back up. Just like the slogan says, man, it's time to make America great again. This, what happened yesterday, is not a great America. I don't care who out there is going to tell me. And I've had those conversations with certain people. America is great. No, no. Yesterday, it definitely proved that it is not. But the great thing about it is we can all rally behind America and do the right thing. And I'm not just talking about voting Biden out. I'm talking about just doing the right thing as people. Bring back that sense of pride. Are there going to be differences of opinion? Always. There will always be differences of opinion. And that's okay. But at the end of the day, it's about moving forward as a country. It's about moving forward united. I mean, when we build sales teams, there's different personalities in those sales teams. There's different people from different ethnicities who have different beliefs, but we still have to put those aside and move together as a team in order to be successful. And too many people have said, well, we don't need a businessman running the country. Actually, you know what? Yes, we do. Because business people bring people together. They create teams, and that's what we need in this country. We need to create a great team within our country. And I challenge you to go back to those 4 years Donald Trump was president, which I'll admit I didn't vote for him back then. Because I was still kind of in that whole, I'm a Democrat and this is what there's going to be. And no wars, the best economy almost of all time. People respected us as a country. Did he say some stuff that pissed people off? Yes. Did he even say things about us, whether you're Mexican or whatever ethnicity you are as a Latino? Did he say things that maybe you would have gotten offended to if you got butthurt easily? Yes, he did. Was I one of those people who thought, man, you're going to put up a wall? What do you mean? Yeah, I was. But I see now why. And if you're still too caught up in the fact that, oh, he says some mean things, guess what? That's life. And right now, it takes that shock and awe effect to bring this country back to where it needs to be. The only way that you're going to turn something around is by making a drastic change. Whether it's in business or in life. And so the fact that you've got a guy who might not present himself in a way that you would agree upon, well, I'll tell you what, I don't agree with my commander-in-chief crapping his pants. I don't agree with my commander-in-chief blanking out, falling asleep, falling down, all these other things. It's time to make a change. And this assassination attempt yesterday was despicable, horrendous, and I think, in my opinion, has pretty much solidified the change in power. And I hope that happens. And I hope that we don't see anything more than that, because at the end of the day, this man has a family, has children, has grandchildren. And now you've cemented those images in the history books. Congratulations. Congratulations. You just made yourself look like an ass. So I hope that, whatever your beliefs are, whatever your political affiliation is, I hope that you will keep one thing in mind. It's America first. Country before party. 4 years of no wars, great economy, and a whole lot of other great things that happened during that time. Or the last 4 years of $4 trillion spending, over almost 300 million of it not accounted for. I wonder where that went. And more, I'm sure. Funding other countries as opposed to funding our own countries that need the help. It needs the help, and we should have put that money here instead of out there. Open borders that have caused so much crime. These cities, you see them. You probably live in some of them. You got people being murdered, raped, and whatnot by all of these illegal immigrants. And look, I'm a first-generation American. I'm not here talking bad about. I'm talking bad about the people that should not have come across. I'm talking bad about the way that they opened borders, because now guess what? Now they're trying to get people to vote without IDs. Who's going to vote without IDs? All these illegal immigrants that see Biden, don't understand the political landscape just yet, but they see this man who let them in. Oh my gosh, we're going to vote for him, because they know they can't get the votes from the real Americans. Those of us that have put in the work, earned the right to be an American. I'm not saying they can't, but it's going to take them some time to get it done, right? You don't just come in and become an American. But overspending, right? $4 trillion deficit. And then open borders, the horrendous exit out of Afghanistan, 2 wars that have started here recently over the last few years, and just atrocities across the board. Which is the America you'd rather live in? These last 4 years and watch it only get worse, or the 4 years prior? I'm going to take the 4 years prior. So, and I know that there's plenty of people out there that are going and in your head the way that they do. But man, it's time you start thinking for yourself. It's time you start being a thinker. Can you control what goes on with politics? No, not really. You can vote. It can't control your life, but you have to know what's going on. You have to keep yourself updated and aware, so that when it's time for you to make when it's time for you to make a decision, you can make a decision based on the facts, not just because this is what I am. Ching. I'm Republican. I'm Democrat. So I'm just going to vote for everybody in my party. You vote for the people that are going to do right by America. And right now, it's time to get Biden and all his cronies out, in my opinion, especially after what happened yesterday. And as you continue to hear this rhetoric, I challenge you, shut it down. Do not let it continue. It's time to be bold. Because here's the thing. You would think more people in my age, 50s, right? I'm about to be 52 this year, would be worried just about themselves. But in my case, I still have 6-year-old, 10-year-old, get 18-year-old, 24, and a 30-year-old. They're still going to live out in this country. And what is they're going to be when they're adults, if it continues on the way that it is right now. And even if I didn't, I have a responsibility to the generations behind. We all have a responsibility to the generations behind us. to leave them a country that is powerful, to leave them a country that is proud, to leave them a country that is the beacon of hope that it once was. And right now, folks, we are far from that. And if this message is upsetting you and you're getting offended by it, man, I'm upset and offended by what's been going on the last 4 years, and I'm offended and upset by what just happened yesterday. I'm more than offended and upset by what happened yesterday. And I'm a guy that does not sit in most places and express his political opinion. But right now, I'm telling you, that was just that was sickening. Sickening. And if you feel that was the right thing to do, oh my God, I can't believe, there's something wrong with you. So it's plain and simple. It's time we've got to all step up, folks. We got to do right by our country. And you cannot sit there and tell me that what has happened over the last 4 years has been great for America, because it hasn't. Families struggling. One other thing. This party, the Democratic Party, right, which I was a part of up until yesterday. I was still going to vote for Trump, even as a Democrat. But here's the thing. I'm putting it out there, right? I'm just letting you guys know. This party was a party that represented the people, right? Supposedly. The Democratic Party represented the regular man, the ordinary American, the average American, the middle-class American. Folks, these people, from Biden to the Obamas to the Clintons, and everybody knows, man, I was a Bill Clinton. I was a Bill Clinton guy. Okay. And I'm not so much referring to him, even though he did some messed up things. Hillary really is the one I'm talking about. But there's nothing average about these people. They have lost touch with what average is. They don't represent the average American. They don't represent middle-class America. They tell you that so that they can get your vote, so they can stay in power and they can keep lining their pockets. But they're not making legislature for you. You think that they are, just because they present it in a manner. We're going to tax the rich. And you feel just because you're not rich, that's a good thing. You're not rich because they're keeping you down. You're not rich because you're being taxed over 50% of your money. If you don't even realize that, you need to wake up. It's time to make a change. And this party does not represent you. This party, at this point in time, is only representing themselves. That elite. Sorry. You had Jake Tapper from CNN, the guy who mediated the debate, coming on a few days ago after and saying that these Democratic elites, those are the same people that were shoving that same rhetoric down your throat. Jake Tapper, all CNN, all MSNBC were shoving down that rhetoric down your throat that Biden was the man and Biden is this and Biden. Now all of a sudden Biden's an elite. Do they really think that you're that stupid? Actually, that wasn't a question. I'm telling you, they really think that you're that stupid. I just heard somebody here saying something about CNN now saying that it was the glass from the temple. I have no idea. It's time, folks. It's time. And that vision of watching a man going down, and then you had 2 innocent bystanders, I think, that passed away because of this. It's sick. It's just sick. So I'm gonna just leave you with that. It's time that we come together as a country and just heal from this. Just like the quote says, the greatness of America lies not in being more enlightened than any other nation. It's not that we're better than any other nation, although we should be, but rather in her ability to repair her faults. That means admitting when you're wrong. Believe me, I've been wrong tons of times, and I will continue to be wrong, and I will be the first one to admit it when I'm wrong. And it's time we all do that, and that we do that as a country, and that we move on. It's time we all get up and fight. And I'm not talking in violence. I'm talking with your vote. Spread the word, get it out there, and make that change. You guys have a great Sunday. I hope we can heal from this. I know we can, but it's time to move on. It's time to keep moving forward. Pick your head up, shoulders back, dust yourself off, just like former President Trump did yesterday. Blood running down his face, fist up in the air, and go out and make America great again. You guys take care, man. We'll see you in here tomorrow on some business. Can't wait to meet you.